Yeah, I didn't realize.
Look at that. He really did a number.
Take 5.
Take 5, yes. Today is an exciting day because we're taking the bus up to the mechanic to get fixed.
The fun part is we have to drive an hour and some change out to Gerald, Missouri in order to take it to the diesel mechanic that we have working on it. We have all of the notes from Keith that he outlined as far as things we need to get done to the bus. Our apartment is 50 minutes from Monica's parents, which is in Union, where the bus is being stored. And then the mechanic is out in Gerald, Missouri, next to her brother's.
25 minutes from Union. So that's why we have to drive so far.
The first moment we bought the bus and we were at your parents' house, I remember we went inside their house and I was like, this is probably like the first intentional act that I have done towards what I want my life to actually be.
Yeah, like for our future.
Like everything else has been in complete response to my environment. Monica and I have been together for almost 9 years. Obviously a ton of decisions come up over that long a duration of time,
but not like a complete lifestyle change.
No, and some of that is figuring out what you truly want out of life. Like ultimately we found that we really don't want to have kids, and everything regarding standard societal constraints we really don't jive with. A majority of the people around us, I feel you can look through the veil and see that they're truly not happy with what they're doing in life. They just feel kind of forced into that position. Just because that's how life ended up happening and drawing out, and subsequently they find themselves somewhere where they feel forced they have to be.
Yeah.
You know, my current job that I have, I'm the studio manager for a corporate e-learning company, so I do video stuff full time for a living, but it's not the content that I wish to be creating. It's not what my obituary, what I hope my obituary says. And there's nothing wrong with that being in your obituary. You know, the people that I work with are going to live great lives and do good things, even if they stick it out with the company for the duration of their career. But it's truly not what I want to see my life be. And I truly think this is like one of the only ways I can effectively do that is
dive in head first
and move into a bus.
Yeah.
Hey, look, a bus. So when we were working on the bus last, all that coolant came out of the bottom of the bus, so we didn't actually start the vehicle because we didn't really know what was going on with that when we were here on Sunday, but we're pretty sure it was just a coolant line going to the back floor heater in the bus, so it's probably not going to affect anything. But if it starts like shooting out liquid after we start the vehicle, that's probably not going to be great. Give it a go and we'll see if it's squirting fluid. That's fine. Does it say it?
No.
What's it saying?
Maybe because the door's open?
So I think this is kinda normal.
Wonder if it just like...
Why don't you check the back door, make sure that's closed all the way too.
Yeah, everything's closed.
Is it flashing?
No.
Is it on?
It's off now.
Go for it. Nothing?
No.
Dang.
Oh no.
Well, these are the struggles you run into when you're the proud owner of a 2000 Chevy midbus.
Oh no. What are we gonna do?
Let's go look at the menu.
Are you hungry?
Apparently. As long as the wait to start light goes off, immediately turn the ignition key to start. When the engine starts, let go of the key. So yeah, maybe let's wait a minute and I'll give it a go and see if we can't get it to crank over. I know the bus won't start if the back door is open, and that noise sounds like the noise
It does.
that you get when the back door is open. She also said like when a button was on the dash, when one of these buttons were flipped, she said it wouldn't start either.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like it is, honestly, since we hadn't had an issue.
Anti-lock. It said anti-lock something. Didn't this go eventually? There it goes.
Yeah, I undid it because I thought that might be keeping the sensor from like doing something, but everything else.
The vehicle will not start. It usually means the rear emergency door is locked. Fully disengage the slide lock on the rear emergency door. So that can't be locked because the kids wouldn't be able to get out. So we have to unlock that, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going to unlock it and put it in place. And we're going to keep this down because that needs to be like that.
Oh,
So
I thought he just added that for the hell of
Now you
it.
see how this pushes in?
Okay.
So I wonder, do you see how there's some give there?
Yeah. Okay. So push it. Do you need to push it in? Push it up? Like, is it all the way? There you go. Okay. Let's try it now.
See if that's it.
Oh my god. Just like the goddamn puzzle. Oh.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Wait to start. Fuck
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Things we need to know.
Bus Life 101. Always leave the back lock undone so the kids don't die. So
So that the coolant that we leaked out of the bottom of the bus the other day, the little lights on, so
it's leaking.
oh shit.
Get it out from under your arm. So this must be a critical line because it is actually leaking. So we'll see if we can't get there, but that looks to seem like it's going to be a bigger issue. Hey Jim!
What's up?
Hey, so Monica and I are out at your guys' place right now because we were bringing the bus over to Steve out in Gerald.
Okay.
And Cole made a little oopsie poopsie. So the ground's a little wet and I pulled a little too far off of the gravel on near your shop and I got the bus stuck. I can almost put my fist between the base of the truck cab and the gravel ground right now because that front tire is off in the grass.
Yeah, Cole's a dum-dum.
In fact, the bus door is actually about an inch away from the gravel ground, so I don't think there's any way that I can get that out. This angle is going to make it look like it's really fucked, but which maybe it is, but it definitely seems like I'm going to need someone to get me out of this. Oh man, first the door and now this. You never know what you're going to get into when you're having a bus adventure. Yeah, I didn't realize
Look
how...
at that. He really did a number. There's like inches underneath the door right here. Technician is being dispatched to assist you.
While I was trying to attempt to do some digging, Monica called AAA, and they're gonna send a tow guy out to help us get out of here. After I've done some digging away, I don't think it's gonna be too difficult to get us out of this, but I don't know why I didn't realize how wet it is. There's literally earthworms wiggling on top of the gravel because the ground's so saturated with water that they can't get through the rocks, that her father newly put here, because this gravel was only laid within the last couple months.
Yeah.
My bad. It was spitting out more coolant than what was leaking out of it when it first broke the other day.
Yeah.
Maybe I could potentially have the AAA guy look at that to see if he couldn't fasten something real quick for me just to hold it off on the way over there. Hi there. Pipe isn't coming off. I'm trying to understand if the pipe is... You know what this could probably use?
What?
Some duct tape.
Should we try that?
Yeah, I think that's our only hope, honestly.
Well, we've got about 8 inches of duct tape, so...
Where's it at? Hopefully I don't get the car stuck too. So the AAA guy came and he was not in the most friendliest of moods or friendly person, and he probably had his own stuff going on. He said he was on call until Tuesday. Which direction am I headed in? Left or right?
I have no idea. Hold on, don't go.
So regardless, not only did he get us unstuck with his little toe, but I asked him about the coolant that was leaking, as you guys have seen. And I told him about it, and he was like, if you try to go to Gerald, you're gonna burn up the engine and you guys will break down. And he's like, you need to fix that hose brake either through the front of the engine by looping it away from the back heater or from fixing the current leak. All right, so we're back from O'Reilly's. We got coolant, we got duct tape, and we got hose clamps in order to see if we can't remedy this back hose that's leaking coolant from the bus before we get it over to the mechanic shop still tonight. It's approaching 9 o'clock now. I'm gonna see what I can do to get this duct tape and clamped and new coolant in and get us on the road. Now the big question is if it upsets anyone when people eat string cheese like this.
Shoves whole thing in his mouth at once.
Sorry.
How tight is too tight? The world may never know. A 1, a 2, a 3.
So, how much duct tape did you put on there?
You know, I basically put 2 swoops of duct tape. 2 swoops.
2 swoops worth.
So
Is that enough?
I mean, I don't think you need like the world's amount of duct tape for this situation, personally.
Twirling away down there with a screwdriver.
I'm gonna be screwing for the rest of my life.
Oh, damn.
There's just gonna be a whole bunch of Michael Scott, that's what she said moments added into this vlog.
Added into our whole lives, actually.
I put 2 hose clamps on it, and so they're pretty dang tight. You can see there's an indent on the tape where it is. And so what we're gonna do is put new coolant in the engine just to offset the amount that we feel we've lost. And then we hope that this holds and there's no more leaking.
The one question I've always had is I can't tell where the fill line. See, there's a full cold, which is what we need to fill it up, which is this midline here.
Yeah.
So I just need to be conscious of that. Don't move on me, little guy. This is giving me a lot of faith that I'm gonna get a lot better at this stuff super quick because
we're gonna have to.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, you know what? Fuck it. Like, these are the problems that I want in my life. That's kind of how I've like thought about things over the last like 2 years, especially with like my videography work, is that like, you know, this is what I want to suffer for. Like, this is what I want to be in pain for and have setbacks, supposed setbacks. So the coolant light is off on the bus on the first start. And I see nothing as far as leaking underneath the bus. So far we are in business.
So far, so good.
So here we are, guys. It is midnight and we just got home.
You don't know what happened, but we did get to the mechanics, and the bus is out in Gerald, Missouri now. The coolant light did come back on, but I think it's just because we're low on coolant, and the seal held up completely. There was no
Yeah.
drips or anything to the underside of the bus when I looked when we got to the mechanics too.
Was that duct tape or
It was-
Gorilla tape?
It was Gorilla duct tape,
Gorilla duct tape.
I think, and
Yeah.
I think the hose clamps really helped as well.
Yeah.
Monica's like,
I can't stop
Monica's
yawning.
currently sleeping.
I am asleep right now.
As negative as that was, if we wouldn't have got stuck, we would have gone right to Gerald. And maybe the AAA guy was wrong, but he seemed to know a lot about vehicles. He looked like a car himself. All of the coolant would have been flushed from our system,
Yeah.
and our vehicle would have overheated.
And just ruined the engine, and we would have been out like $4,000 for a new engine or something. We did it. We're home now. We have to go to work tomorrow and pretend like we just fucking hung out at home all night because no one knows what we're up to, which is like kind of funny.
I'm still like super
Coolies
dirty.
are
I gotta
really
get like
scrubbed down before he
Like,
goes
I'm pretty
to
sure
work.
the back of my hair is black right now from whatever I was touching. This is the dirtiest I've ever been from a vehicle. Like,
It's the dirtiest you've ever been in general.
I don't do car things. I'm behind cameras and computers all of my life. Like, that's what I do. This has been another episode of Bus Life Possible.
Yep. Hopefully we inspired you to fix something yourself, even though you have zero confidence and skill in fixing cars.
Hopefully you're dreaming up what you want to suffer for, because we're definitely doing that now.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Bye.